Sadly, it just won't work. All right, it's broadcasting Omelet. It should be broadcasting to YouTube. Should be broadcasting to YouTube. I don't necessarily think it is, because it's not showing like it is, but it should be. There we go. The skull. Welcome to hopefully the functional part of the stream that will look like a potato. Red Sox, yeah, dude. Sure. I don't know if I have you added on this account. I'll check. Misael Batista, welcome. Ian, what's up? I haven't heard that one before. I'm guessing. Okay, I do have you added already, Red Sox. That's good. No, Omelet streaming from mobile used to work perfectly, and recently it's been messed up. I don't know what you mean by a 5-second video, Ian. That might have been like the first attempt at streaming that immediately got disconnected. See, Omlet used to let me stream on auto quality, and it would look better when it could and look worse when it couldn't, but it stayed connected. Recently, auto quality, it goes for the best and just immediately gives up when it needs to go down. So that was me trying the auto quality and having it fail. Jeremy Lin's going to be a good bench warmer for the Raptors. Maybe he... Alright, reconnected. Omelet's just having a time. I'm going to do my best to stream until maintenance, but if it disconnects at a horrendous rate, I might just have to call it. I'm going to do my best to power through, though. Unknown games. Depends. Nothing new on Perfect Inning 2019 since my video with, like, the first round of developers notes. But we know it's going to come out around opening day. Plus 10 will not be the new maximum anymore. Ken, welcome to the stream, and Jacob, welcome to the stream that I'm hoping actually works, although so far it's been incredibly frustrating and not actually working. Chris Bryant, if he sells for $224 million, I'll take that. I held on to him from back when we got those free Player of the Month National League packs, and apparently they've completely cleared out of the market, and he actually has great value at this point. Alright, sold a couple cards. Red Sox wanted a team review. I'll work on that. Then I can do some gameplay, either exhibition or ranked. Teams, they have said teams will not be restarted or reset. Ken, if you mean for NBA Live Mobile, yeah, I'm still playing it, man. I'm on my Vikings account, Jacob, which was my OG account before I switched over to Swaggy P and KD as my main account for my plus 10 Twins team. Yeah, I've been playing NBA. My team's up to an 87 right now, and it would be an 89 if I played my best overall. But I have James Harden's all-star point guard in. The Skull, you do skits now on Dumb AV TV. Is that something that you do with your friends? You and your friends have made some fun videos. Nate, I can certainly try to. Evan, welcome to the stream. Patriots suck. I don't care that they won. They still suck. My opinion. Sure, Kim Sherwood. I'm going to review Red Sox and I'll get Nate added. Kim, I probably honestly don't remember your username for sure, so let me know that. Otherwise, super simple username. I'm on my account called I'm typing it in the chat. Vikings. No extra crap about it. Okay, it's a clan you're in, and you do skits? Nice. I think I found that channel. Alright. Anyways, Ronan's or Red Sox. He has 21 Red Sox players, all +2 or higher. Who does he have that's not a Red Sox player? Jury's Familia at closer. Okay, cool, dude. Now that I see it, I remember it. It's just sometimes when you're, linking the in-game username to the YouTube name. Nate, I saw your message before that you're Racer Guy. If you guys add me now while I review Red Sox 20 or Ronan's 22-12's team, then I'll have you added right away. Otherwise, I'll send the requests once I'm done reviewing his team. So he's got Familia, he's got Harper, he's got David Wright, and he's got Yachty. Okay. So he's making the most out of his 4 non-Red Sox players. I'm fine with that. And the +2 or higher badge is good to have. For you, welcome to the stream. You have had the game about 3 weeks, and you're wondering what are usually the best players to boost. Oh, geez, we have a Yankees fan. Yuck. But for you, it really... Excuse me. It's kind of thirsty. Drank some lemonade quick. Champs Room, welcome to the stream. But back to your question for you. It depends on how quickly you want to build a team or if you want to stretch it out. In terms of what's good strategies for this game, one, and it's on my other main account that I'm not on right now, is to build a team deck. So whatever your favorite team is, have every player from your team be from that team. Get really anything that's not a live series card or season's best card is not too bad. But build an entire lineup of anything besides live series and season's best cards from your favorite team. And then you can just boost those up, have a team deck. Otherwise, if you're going for best players, I can go to the shop in a minute, but I'd say, honestly, war cards starting out can be decent in terms of having, finding players with good stats for a good price, because war cards are some of the oldest cards in the game, so they're more common outside of the most recent year, 2018's war cards. So you can get some of those for a pretty good price. Yeah, I'm not going on a list right now. I've had 3 people ask. You would be number 4. And if I can't get 4 team reviews done in 93 minutes, I have a problem. And Liam asked 2, so that would be 5. So 5 in 93 minutes, still very doable. Liam, yeah. On my account, it's called Vikings. Spelled how it sounds. If you send me a friend request, I'll add you. Otherwise, Liam, I know you're Elkin. I don't remember the numbers at the end of it for sure. If you want to reiterate it, and I can send you guys requests too. It just might take a little bit longer. Anyways, for Ronan's actual players, Buckles, Lester, Price. I'm fine with those 3. Chris Sale and Nate Eovaldi. Now, as interesting as I'm doing my team deck reviews, I've come up with a mathematical formulaic system for ranking players. Sonny, welcome to the stream, by the way. Chris Sale and Nathan Eovaldi, I've discovered in evaluating their cards is both these cards have very, very good stats in terms of they have great command break stuff, velocity, those things that matter. Their pitch mixes, Chris Sale's, honestly, in my opinion, not very good. Eovaldi's, he has a good amount of pitches, but I don't necessarily know how well they complement each other. So, they're good starters, but they have their flaws. So, as 4th and 5th starters, they're fine, I guess. And they rank out really well in terms of good command break and stuff. Yeah, no problem for you. And, if you stick around a couple more minutes, at least I can, once I'm done evaluating this team, take a brief little pause, side session. And even though it's kind of blurry quality, try to show you where and why I'm advising some of the team deck stuff. Anyways, for the bullpen for Ronan's 22-12, that Robbie Ross Jr., honestly, pretty overpriced. Okay, sounds good, Liam. I'll get you added once I'm done reviewing Ronan's team. Robbie Ross Jr., anyways, overpriced is one of only a couple good lefty reliever options for the Red Sox. He's a good card, but for the price you'd have to pay, is he worth it? Not necessarily. Live SE cards are fine, Ian. I said live series cards. Tie Too Tight, it's 5 people right now. I don't have a list right now because it's not crazy enough, so you would be number 6. All right, so after Ronan's, you know what, I'll just throw it in the description for now. All right, let's go through it, though. We've got Racer Guy, Cool Sued. That's 2. Liam is 3. Ian is 4. And I think Red Sox is the 5th. And then Tie Too Tight will be number 6. I didn't list Ronan's because I'm on his team currently. No, live SE cards, I don't have a problem with. It's live series, which are the base cards. And then season's best cards, because the best season's best card is a 72 or a 74 or 75. And the only players with season's best cards that high have cards in the mid to upper 80s. And they have so many of those cards that you can get a good card for still a reasonable price. Dang. You got the 11 million Harper for 2.2 last month. You almost could sell that and pocket the profit. Yeah, Joe Kelly, monster to face in the bullpen. Robbie Ross Jr., because it's the Red Sox, they only have 1 or 2 good lefty relievers, is overpriced. Still a good card, though. And if you're building a team deck, you might have to overpay for 1 or 2 guys for the sake of the overall team. Workman and Barnes, I'm guessing, don't get used too much. And Ryan Brazier, decent reliever. I don't remember a ton about him from looking at his card, but I do remember being surprised, having never really heard of him until a month ago, let's say, that his cards aren't too bad. And then Familia at closer, that's the same closer I have. Almost too cheesy of a card to use fairly in this game, but a very, very good card. Ali, welcome to the stream. Just doing some team reviews for MLB. Oh, excuse me. I know I had seen that you officially quit Battlelands recently. Kim, you started working on an Astros team deck today. Very nice, and best of luck on that. If I mean, if that's on your account that you're having me review, I'll take a look at that. Oh, he has 3. Okay. So I guess that might not be desirable, but if he only had 3 pitches, he definitely would have had good stats for me to remember him by. Looking at the hitting lineup, that Harper, not a bad card. If he's worth $11 billion, you can probably get. Hey, there we go. Thanks, Bronx Bombers, for the comment on the event guide. But no, you can probably get a better center fielder for cheaper. I haven't really quit Brawl Stars, Ian. Like, it's still a fun game to me. I've just been busy playing other games, if that makes sense. Like, Madden Overdrive, I legitimately quit. I consciously chose to stop playing that game without any other games in mind to replace it. With Brawl Stars, I've just, between MLB, NBA Live Mobile, I guess a little bit of Battlelands, but not a ton of it. Like, those 3 games have just taken up enough time that for now, I just haven't had time for Brawl Stars. But I still enjoy the game. Unlike Madden Overdrive, I hate that game so much. Like, I hate to say that I hate a game, but with Madden Overdrive, I hate the game. With Brawl Stars, I just haven't had the time to get to it like I would like to. Anyways, for the rest of these guys, Red Sox, JD, Monster Bat, Mookie Betts, I feel like that's one of his better cards. I know he's got so many cards, but only a couple, in my opinion, are actually good. So I'll look up the Mookie Betts market. David Wright is a nice card. Steve Pearce, Bogarts, Pedroia, all solid. Yachty, great defensive catcher. And Adrian Gonzales at DH. More of a contact guy than a power guy, but, to me, if you can string together hits and get a rally, it's worth it. The bench not going to do much, so we're going to look up Betts. And Harper, a great card, but probably could be flipped, get a cheaper, better option, and still have GP left over even after market fees. Overall, this team, very, very solid, kind of for the territory and range it is in this game. I mean, it's hard to rank it overall. JD, 113, 114, 111. That is better than I would have thought. I don't mean that in a bad way by any means. I wonder, did Jacob say one on a team review? I don't know. Let me check. He didn't say anything. Okay. That JD, 92 speed is a little bit low, but everything else about that card is pretty solid. Alright, let me make sure. Cool Seed sent a friend request to you. Ian8170. I think I have these guys added, but I'm not sure. Nope, didn't have Ian added. And Ty to Tight. Oh, that's right, he's Cleandian. And I already have him added. Good. Yes, let me look at the Mookie market quick, and then I'll review Racer Guy. I want to look at the Mookie market because I know it's very, very specific, in my opinion at least, between his good cards and his not-so-good cards. That 30-30 card, very expensive. 30-30 cards are some of my favorite in the game. That Mookie, what? How is that live SC card worth so much when it's honestly complete trash? Okay, so the Mookie that you have, excellent offensively, pretty bad defensively. I guess I'd prefer his war card, but it lacks speed, but it has a better throwing arm. Yeah, I'm fine with that, Mookie. I guess end of the day, I'm really okay with it. I suppose maybe his this one, the high class one. It's splitting hairs. Unfortunately, Mookie just doesn't grade out great defensively in this game. Not to say he's not a great defender in real life baseball. In this game, he's not the best defender. Liam, I'm almost certain I did. It was, 2005 as the numbers on the end? I think. Caleb. Yeah, what's your username, bud? Alright, I got some friend requests. I have a few stacked up, and I don't necessarily know who's who, so let me know. Alright, I'm connected again. I don't get it. I don't know why. Website with the big sexy. Alright. Yeah, Omlet likes to have the stream disconnect. I don't get it. I don't know why, but it does that. Oh, that's right. Blue Scrubs has that all plus 10 Blue Jays team. I should, I think I can get access to it. I would just have to ask. Which means I should ask, so I get access to it. Like, you literally said, like, hey, anyone that wants to, use it on YouTube, just hit him up. That's what I mean by that. Alright, here we go. Racer guy. Anderson, welcome to the stream. The resolution's low, so it hopefully doesn't cut out. It cut out once, like a minute ago. It went like 20 minutes. And when I was first trying to set the stream up, I was cutting off after like 2 minutes or less a couple times. I don't think the Friends tab is cap sensitive. I think it's the Club tab that's cap sensitive. Got Racer Guy, 25 Giants plus 4 or higher. Looking at the starting rotation, Suarez is the only guy I don't remember being in the top 5 for a Giants starting rotation. And that's like, that was pretty much blind to price. So I think starting 5 rotation is good. Hello, I either just sent you one or it didn't work because the username was wrong. I'll take a look. You also might have to go out of your friends list and back in. Anyways, the bullpen for Racer Guy. He's got a couple lefties in Okert and Will Smith. The righties, Romo, Strickland, Guerin, and Casilla. I mean, honestly, the bullpen and the starting rotation, if they're not maxed, they're near max. For the hitting lineup, I haven't gotten to the Giants' hitting lineup in game yet, so I don't know for sure if this is how I'd optimize it. I'll just do my best. And Cruz White, welcome to the stream, by the way. I'm glad you could make it. Nithy833, thank you for the follow on Omlet. Sonny, I haven't ranked their offenses yet. What I would say is the Yankees are probably going to have a better hitting lineup, but the Mets will still have a good hitting lineup, and the Mets are probably a better budget option. Also, the Mets are really, they have the best starters in the game, and their bullpen is at least average, if not slightly above. So I would say the Mets, when you weigh in all the factors, but both teams would be fine to go for. All right, looking at Racer Guy's team, though. So Pence at DH and Beltran in right. I'm not sure which is better. Oh, let's go to the non-DH lineup. Right, and then Pence is off the bench? No, Pence is center field. And McCutcheon is off the bench. Okay. Panic at second, Crawford at short, Sandoval at third, and Belt at first. Posey at catcher even. Those five, there's no way there's really a better option. Maybe just a better version of those cards. But absolutely the right cards are there. AC Tube, I'll get you added to the list. Got you added to the list of people I'm at least trying to get to. We have about an hour and 15 minutes until maintenance, and then shortly after that, I will have the premiere set up for my video that didn't go up yesterday because I set it to the wrong day. For the outfield, Semelke in left, and then Pence in center or McCutcheon in center, and Beltran in right. I didn't know Beltran is a better defender than Hunter Pence, but hey, if he is, then that's good. Curry, welcome to the stream. Let's see, who else is there? Eduardo Nunez. I know he's a Giant. I'm surprised he's a left fielder in this. Denard Span, so a couple former Twins. Longoria at third. I forgot Longoria plays third for the Giants. Well, that makes sense. Then Hundley just have a backup catcher. I think this is a solid, at least near maxed out Giants roster without getting into legends or anything too expensive. So Racer Guy, I like the team a lot. I like what you're working with, trying to do. What was I going to check? I don't remember. All right, let me get Racer Guy off the list. Cool Suit up next. And Cool Suit has 4 legendary starters and a +7 Dallas Keuchel. One of them, Roy Oswalt. So the starting of the Astros lineup is pretty apparent with those two. Alright, should be reconnected again. It did go offline, Antonio. You're not wrong. That time it was about 10 minutes. I mean, if it shouldn't disconnect at all. If it was like 20 minutes at a time, that would be livable. 10 minutes is just bad. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, really, when new cards come out, it's just a hurdle to overcome, however one sees fit. Yeah, Real Muto was actually traded to the Phillies. Kind of surprising because the Marlins didn't want to trade Real Muto to. Didn't they not want to trade him to the Phillies or someone else in their division? They didn't want to trade him within the AL, or not the AL, the NL East, and then they just trade him to the Phillies anyways. I think maybe it was I don't know. Oh, I think they were trying to get top dollar from the Mets, and then the Mets just signed Wilson Ramos instead. I can do my best, Caleb. There's about an hour and 10 minutes until maintenance. You're fifth in line, which I'd say gives you a pretty solid chance at getting reviewed. The game will update to 2019 around opening day. Rosters will not reset, though, but boost levels will go beyond plus 10. Yeah, the Dodgers probably could have really used Real Muto. Anyways, so the 4 legend starters, honestly, if you have a legend as a starter, maybe a bit overpriced, but the legend starters are very, very, very good cards. And I like Dallas Keuchel's pitch mix, so your starters, solid. Antonio, I have you 7th on the list. Depending how it goes, sometimes I'm reviewing teams in 7 or 8 minutes, in which case you have no problem. I average about 10 minutes. Sometimes if it takes about 12 minutes a game, then I might not get to it. I'll do my best, but not going to make any promises. Harper and Machado need to choose teams. I mean, I feel like the Phillies are primed to get at least one of them. I think it'd be cool if they both went to the Phillies. See, Bryce actually could go back to the Nationals because I've heard he doesn't want to sign a short-term deal. Yeah. I don't see the Pirates spending that much money on one player, Antonio. I'm saying this as a Twins fan, where the Twins have only ever spent money on Kirby Puckett and on Joe Mauer. Bryce? I honestly thought Bryce would go to the Dodgers until they got A.J. Pollock. Now I'll say if the Phillies are willing to pay the Phillies, otherwise the Nationals have given him the years and decent money. So I can see that too. Anderson, I'll get you added to the list, man. I've had other people ask. I'm only doing the best I can to be fair. All right, for the bullpen, Joe Kelly, nasty to face. Hirano, nice card. I'm not too familiar with facing him in game, but I feel like he has a decent pitch mix at least. Hector Neris, when the game was first out, or first after the update a year and a half ago, he was a beast. I had him on my team. That being said, things have changed. And no disrespect intended to Hector Neris or Hector Neris fans. His cards in this game in the year 2019 don't belong in most bullpens. Twins versus Padres, Twins win. Yeah, I mean, Antonio, the Twins can afford to sign Machado. They can probably afford to sign Harper. The reality is, both the Twins and the Pirates don't have a tendency to spend that much on just one player. And it really does suck as a fan of a team like that. But just how it is. Tyler, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. Raleigh Fingers, closing pitcher, solid. I like Hader and Jeffress, although Hader, not the best mix. And this is where Hector Neris should not be in this bullpen. As Hader's a good power arm with not the best pitch mix. Neris is a second copy of that, but you have 4 other righty relievers. So I would boot Neris out and get a second lefty in the bullpen, one that maybe has a better pitch mix and good control, not quite as much velocity. Chose the game. Welcome to the stream. How's it been going for you? I know you're uploading a lot of gameplay. Anyone interested in MLB Perfect Inning 2018 gameplay videos, be sure to check out Chose 2 Game and his YouTube channel. You can click on his name, and then if you say go to channel, if you right-click it, open it in a new tab, you'll have my stream up, and you can also go sub to his channel when there's a down moment. Mike Minor is a good lefty. New England, it's going well. To answer your questions, I've only left the house on my own where I can get to a store once in the last 2 weeks. Where I went didn't have gift cards for you. I'll DM you. I have an idea. So for MLB, I normally stream Wednesdays. I start around 7 p.m. Eastern. Today I started around 7:15. And I go until maintenance, which has been about 9 p.m. Eastern for the last, at this point, 5 or 6 months. All right, for Cool Suits hitting lineup, Jim Edmonds, I had him on my team. A nice card. I liked him. Acuna Jr. and Yelich, both great hitting cards. They just lack throwing arms, which for me in the outfield I get frustrated with. I don't have anything in the works planned right now, Liam. That's not to say things can't pop up. Just in the interest of being completely honest, I don't have any tricks up my sleeve right now. So nice Gomes. Yan Gomes in the 8-hole at catcher. I have him on my Vikings account now. Very solid catcher. Only thing is his contact is slightly unbalanced, but stats-wise still very solid offensively and very good defensively. Hanley at short. That's a good card. Gonzales, Cabrera can both rake as well. Terminator, the new event is the Valentine's Day event. Tomorrow there's a special package with, I believe, coins and a draft and some trainers and some equipment. There will be Beyond Plus 10. Yes, Antonio, there will be. They haven't said what it actually will be. Based on their Korean version developed by Gong Games, who's like the co-developer with Gameville, in that game it's up to plus 13 right now, so I would guess it might be plus 13. Liam, what were you even asking? Oh, no, it's fine, man. It's fine. I know what you meant by it, and, I mean, you've been with the channel for a bit, so I'm not too bothered by it. Oh, yeah, the Gotolo home run with the Schimpf real-time reaction. Man, I don't think he was actually trying to give up a home run to Bartolo, which was the funniest part of things. Or if he was, I messaged him like, hey, you should try to have that happen. 5 packs? I think it's just one yen, but they also have World Series rewards being doubled. So where you get 5 packs for winning, You'll get 10 now if you win the World Series for the next 7 days. So that will be good. Honestly, I think 2 years and then reset would be the right decision, Joseph. Cruz, I'll get you added to the list. I'll do my best to get to you during this stream. Roldis Chapman, career high. Tai Ivy have disease. Poor Tai. Oh, that's a 30-30 Kinsler. It looks so similar to a war card. But, yo, that's a beast card. I like that. And then at DH, Jose Bautista. Bad contact, but great power. I'm fine with that card. Personally, I like to have more of both. But it's not a bad card. Charlie Blackmon off the bench is solid. Arenado, solid. JBJ, solid. And then Gurriel, Calhoun, just kind of floating there. Looks like you're just going for the highest overall cards. They're nice cards. Now, if you built a team deck, it might help a little bit. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the team you have to the point where you can't... or where you absolutely would need to change anything with it. Tight. Sorry to hear you have Tice Fleet Cruz. If I can't get to it today, I will do my best to get to it in a future stream. And certainly, I'm sure other people can talk from experience. If you're at multiple streams and I don't get you in the first one, I try to keep the order saved. Yeah, it went offline again, Antonia. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. 3 from logging on. Okay, I got you, Ian. I got you. That makes sense. Milestone Pujols. That's the solid card. Joseph, to me, I'm not bothered by them not choosing to reset. Now, yes, it does admittedly make it hard for new players, but I've found Gameville does a good job at upping, they have 2 weeks of starter rewards when you make a new account, and they've done a decent job at making those get better as their game ages so that new players can continue to at least be relatively competitive. The problem for me is they don't have dynamic interactive live events, and they don't have good rewards on a consistent basis for playing their game a lot. Generally the best way to get rewards in this game by a mile is just to simulate seasons, which is incredibly boring. Now, when they incentivize live action head-to-head, turn battle, etc., that's pretty good. Oh, I don't know if it's 90 drafts tomorrow or it might be after the next maintenance. Because normally it's just 1 draft, so I kind of lose track of that, but where it's 3, that's a good question. If it's not tomorrow, it will be next Wednesday. And so you have Bob Feller +2. Nice. You're saying you have better players than that. That will be fun to see. I'm not sure what Caleb's talking about, so okay. Alright, anyways. So after Cool Suit, Liam's up next. Here is his team. No team deck. And it looks like 2 legends are the only things holding this back from a team deck. Yeah, I think he'll go for boosting those to +2s, and then he'll have a +2 or higher team. Alright, so you have mostly Pirates and not all Legends. Sounds good. Alright, yeah, I'll show my team after I look at Liam's. On this account, it's free to play, and I just have some of my favorite cards. I haven't gotten too many new cards recently. I have like a +4 or higher deck. Then my other account that I use a lot is an all +10 all Twins team. Who is Chris Lee, Tattoo Tight? Never heard of Chris Lee. Do you mean Cliff Lee? Anyways, for Liam's team, McDowell at a +4, very solid. Hershiser, I'm sure he'll get boosted a bit. He has a good pitch mix. J. Happ, nice card. Verlander and Kershaw, both very, very good starters as well. Verlander and Kershaw, both #1 starters on their teams. And then you have Legends, who I didn't look at much in team deck rankings, but are solid. And then J. Happ, at a +10, he'll be more effective than most pitchers, at least until they're +4s. In the bullpen, I like it. 4 lefties, 2 righties. Interesting. Corey Knebel should not be in anybody's bullpen. He has the worst pitch mix in the game, which is the 4-seamer and knuckle curve only. Oh, I had to sneeze there. Apologies, excuse me. Dang it, Tattoo Tight, you're giving me Tice flu. But anyways, Taylor Rogers, I might be biased as a Twins fan. I'll say he has a solid pitch mix, nothing special, but nothing awful. And his stats grade out in my rankings pretty well. Like, when I ranked every team's bullpen, the Twins had the worst bullpen, but Taylor Rogers himself ranked out as an above-average starter. Reliever. Probably in a good bullpen, he would be like a #2 or #3 option based on team decks. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you. And look, any #2 or #3 option from those rankings, to have them anywhere in your bullpens, there's no shame in that. Like, if you had an entire bullpen of #3 options for a good bullpen, you'd have a very strong bullpen. All right, good to know, Liam. Again, it's not that it's not a nice-looking card stats-wise. He just doesn't have much going on. Now, Jared Hughes as your other righty reliever, no problems there. Zepchinski, when you get +10 relievers, they have pretty nice stats. So Zepchinski and Loop, both safe. Loop, I know from looking at, has a nice pitch mix as well. And then Billy Wagner, a nice card. Oh, is it gone? I still have it on my screen. Let me copy and refresh and then paste it. Awesome guy, welcome to the stream. Just working on team reviews until maintenance hits and trying to avoid the evil, ugly... what should I call it? The evil, ugly monster that is getting disconnected. Anyways. A legend closer. They're all good cards, and Wagner has one of the better pitch mixes, so that's good. For the hitting lineup, it's really all +7 or higher until the bench. There's Altuve, Mookie Betts, and which Betts is that? His high class. that is the other Mookie Betts I'd recommend if you didn't have his 2018 award winners. So from that perspective, he's not great defensively, but it's a good card to have. Christian Yelich in center, definitely giving up some defense there, but very solid offense. Bronx Bombers, welcome to the stream. Saw your comment on the video before. Much appreciated, my friend. And glad that you found it and were able to make it to today's stream. Maintenance will be starting in about 48 minutes. Roughly. Might be a little more, might be a little less. Valentine's Day event should be decent. We'll just have to wait and see, of course. Braun in left field can actually defend pretty well and can definitely rake. Pujols at first, great hitter. And, look, first base, I'm not worried about defense for the most part, so that's a good pickup. I don't think I saw your new intro. I don't think I did. Was I supposed to? Probably. What's Abrega stats? Oh, I'm guessing you mean Bregman's stats. That's a good question. We'll have to look at that. For Valentine's, they're doing doubled rewards for winning the World Series in season mode. They're giving out a special Valentine's Day package tomorrow. They're giving out chocolate throughout the week, kind of like golden baseballs. So yeah, they're doing some stuff with that. So you have a lot of A-grade boost trainers. How should you use it? I'd say once you're getting players like above +5 or +6, where the base odds are 30% or less, start to bust out the trainers. Or if you're boosting a legend, definitely use trainers there too. Basically where they can make a significant difference between success and failure. Alright, yeah, I can check it out at some point, Bronx. Altuve, great leadoff guy with great contact and speed. Not going to have the power, but he'll get on base, and that's good. Bregman, +10, that looks like a beast. We'll have to see what version that actually is. And then David Wright, Yachty, excellent defensive catcher. Wright at third, solid. Pedroia at DH. That's not one I see too often. But hey, at +10, that's a beast card. Couple of legends on the bench at +2s. And the bench can all hit as well. I would say maybe, depending on what you're trying to do with your team construction, get a speed guy on the bench for a pinch runner. But otherwise, a very, very solid team, Liam. I was going to look at Bregman. There's maybe something else I was supposed to look up that I forgot. So if I forgot, feel free to remind me. Here, I'll get the list back pasted here. There we go. And then Ian should be up next. Darnoc, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day and good week and everything like that. So this Bregman, good contact, not a ton of power, okay speed. But he can play short, which is big for Bregman cards. I mean, outside of his high class, yeah, I mean, especially when you get to a +10, that's pretty solid. Honestly, at this point, I'm probably maxed out on the list for team reviews for today. Just full disclosure. Oh, yeah. Someone wanted to see my team quick. Here it is. Starting pitching, Bartolo, the number 1 starter. Admittedly, I could get a better guy than that. Kluber, Quintana, Hamels, and Wainwright, I'm happy with. Out of the bullpen, I have Vasquez, absolute monster. Familia, pretty cheesy card, but a good one. Joe Kelly's nice. Racine, Ramos, and Minor. For the hitting lineup, Trout, Machado, Davis, Johnny Bench. Put him in left field with A-grade defense. Eddie Rosario, DHing. All right, Liam, have a good rest of your night, man. Glad I could get a review in for you. Arenado at third, good power and good defense. Pretty slow, but that's okay. Dozier at second, very well-rounded. Stanton in right, good hitting, good defense, lacks speed. And then Gomes at catcher, defensively solid, offensively not too bad. Not very fast, but that's okay. And then on the bench, I have Albies. Good power, good power and speed, mediocre defense. Ramirez, good speed, good contact, good defense, not much power. Buxton, defensive beast, good speed, and I think he can hit lefties well, but not righties. Cruz, great power bat, and Braun, I'd say well-rounded, other than maybe speed is a bit low. That would be my only real critique of that card. Get rid of Ramos and get Hader. I can get the preview on my own team, Antonio. I'll show you in just a second. I'm going to look up Ramos versus Hader. Quick, though. Right, so Ramos, I get the 4-seamer, cutter, 2-seamer, changeup, slider, and curveball. No, you don't need more than 1,000 subs to see it. Hader, I have nothing against Josh Hader. I actually like watching him as a pitcher. Now, his high-class card, $3 billion to get the curveball. Back, welcome to the stream. Dude, baseball season will be here sooner than we know it. It's going to be a good year, hopefully, for your Atlanta Braves. Yeah, otherwise, these Josh Hader cards, no cutter and no curveball. Not to say he doesn't have good stats. Or there you go, 2017 card, you get a curveball, but no cutter, no slider. Any player that retired to be added back to the game as a retired player is basically going to be a legend or a world's best player. Now, if we look at legends, like Andrew Jones, very recent legend. Konerko. No, he played in 2010, but he retired in like 2014. Who else is there? Who else? Cliff Lee, 2009, says a rumor. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, man. Because here's the thing. Like, the Giants are already pretty maxed out on their budget. And they have a lot more problems than just Bryce Harper can fix. Ian's team, 21 Dodgers. So he still has a Kelvin Herrera, an Eric O'Flaherty, a Chase Utley, and an Anthony Rizzo, but otherwise all Dodgers. With the starting rotation, Surprised to see Nolasco's at number 1, although Nolasco's a good pitcher. The other 4 all make sense, and I like all of those in the bullpen. If Jansen ranks well as a reliever, that's a solid bullpen. Could use lefties, although the Dodgers don't necessarily have any lefties to use. I can look up career high Cano in a bit. Darnoc, I made a new list for this time. I'll try to merge them. Floro's nice. Baez is nice. Jansen, not a great pitch mix. I don't remember much about Broxton, but Herrera and O'Flaherty as non-Dodgers are pretty solid relievers. For the hitting lineup, Utley, a beast at second. I think they have a nice Brian Dozier card at second, but unless you use that specific card, you kind of run into some problems, some troubles, whatever you might want to call it. Antonio, you are in the same spot, but a couple people above you have been reviewed, so you're now 5th. So you're 5th now, but you're still behind all of the same people you were behind before. If that makes any sense. For the rest of this offense, Chris Taylor in left. I suppose if you don't get a Jack Peterson that's overpriced, that's pretty much who you use in left. Kemp in center, yep. Plus 10 Hanley at short. That's a nice card. I'm surprised to see him at short a little bit, although at plus 10, a good plus 10 card is a good plus 10 card. So I'm not bothered by that. In terms of, the longevity of your team, a maxed out, Corey Seager or overpriced Manny Machado is better. That doesn't necessarily mean I'd recommend them, though. It's a very interesting dynamic, certainly. In right, yep, Puig is who you should have in right. At first, Rizzo, okay. Although you could have Bellinger or you could have Gonzales. Beltre at third, Seager DHing. I suppose that works, right? Russell Martin catching, yep. And then Turner off the bench. Who was your third? Oh, yep. Beltre at third, Turner off the bench. Ellis backup catcher. D. Gordon at second. I forgot they had him. He's a good speed guy. Kike Hernandez and Max Muncy. It's a pretty good team for the Dodgers. And I know it's going to take a bit to get to 25 because they're so expensive. You have the good starting of a 25-player Dodger team. Maxing out Seager sounds like a good plan. Oh, Cruz, about Ken Griffey, legend card in the game. It would be cool. The problem is Gameville has to get the rights to these guys to put him in the game. And if they don't have the rights to Ken Griffey Jr., it won't happen. If they have the rights to him, I would love to see him in the game. I just don't necessarily think that they have the rights to him. It's weird, because, I don't know, that question isn't really an opinionated one, other than, I guess you kind of have to the way it's asked. So, yeah. Ian, any other questions on your team? If so, I'll answer them. Otherwise, I will get to reviewing the next team. R.I.P. Jose, probably not in this stream, to be completely and perfectly honest with you, man. There's about 34 minutes until maintenance, and there's more than 34 minutes of reviews already requested. I'm so glad to have you guys at the stream. Razor, welcome. Maintenance is going to hit at around 9 p.m. Eastern. Then I'll have a video premiere shortly after that. Like, I'll click live on it, and then it will do the 2-minute countdown, and then it will start. It's supposed to be my video for yesterday, but I messed up when it was supposed to go live, so I just set it back to private, and then we'll get it. Yeah, so basically once maintenance hits, we'll get that going. It's kind of a nice wind down to the stream. Alright, so who do I review next? Sorry, let me check that. Distracting myself, which is not good in this situation. Oh, no, I'm not going to premiere the stream. I can upload the arcade, Antonio. But no, I recorded a video, and I'm going to premiere the video once the stream is done. Chris Lee, welcome to the stream. I feel like you have the De'Aaron Fox, Chris Lee, right? If so, I am definitely still interested, and we should work that out sometime. All right, Caleb, you're up next after Taichi said I'll probably get to your team, and you're saying you're trying to max out Harper. Sonny, you might have to, or did you? I think you sent a friend request, right? Sonny, what was your username again, though? Because I feel like I'm missing that part of the equation to get you added. Alright, looking for... There's Cle Indian, Taichi tight. +7 or higher, Cleveland Indians team deck. This is pretty solid. Is it... Oh, yeah, that's right. Every time it refreshes, it's not in the description anymore. Okay. Omlet... Chris? Well, I would recommend... Okay, it looks like it's in there again now. You might have to refresh. But Chris, what I would say... I'd have to look at the market. Like, once I'm done streaming, I'll be at the chat for the premiere of my video. We can talk about it there. Okay, so Sonny, you're Slime Boy. There, I just sent one to you. Yeah, we can talk about, like, price then. I'd say, like, whatever it seems like would actually be earned on the market. Like, somewhere between what you could get and what I could get it for. Because what I could get it for is less than what you would probably get it. Or get for it. If that makes sense. Melvin, welcome to the stream. Back to Cle Indian, Taichi tight, his team. Kluber, Bauer, Carrasco, all solid. Clevenger and Ubaldo Jimenez, both good as well. Now, are there other good starters that might have more upside than these two? Yes, quite possibly. But that doesn't mean these are bad starters. And I know they favor pitch mix in this case over some of the other stats, and pitch mix can't be built with equipment. So from that standpoint, I agree with the 5 starters he's chosen. Super Slime Boy 33? Honestly, I probably won't be getting to anybody that's not already on the list because there we go. As realistically speaking, there's not going to be enough time before maintenance. So, I mean, I'll get through the best I can. Off you go. Off you go. There we go. Alright. For the bullpen for this team, Bradhan, great lefty for a closer. Miller, probably the second best lefty option out of the bullpen. Not great, but again, when you're building a team deck, it sometimes happens. I know it happens for me with my Twins team. I have cards I wouldn't recommend most people to buy because it's what I need to have for the team deck. Simber, nasty to face. At least when used effectively, certainly. My team name on this account is Vikings. Vikings. Joe Smith with the submarine action can be funky to face. McAllister has a nice pitch mix. Shaw, not my favorite pitch mix, but a functional one. I mean, for a Cleveland Indians bullpen, this is about as good as you're going to get. For the hitting lineup, those 3+10s are all ridiculously good if you look at their stats on the market. Yan Gomes, Jose Ramirez, and Francisco Lindor, the 3 best offensive options for the Cleveland Indians, and the Cards are no exception to that. For the rest of the lineup, Brantley in left, a little bit weak defensively, but, you know, for a Cleveland Indians team, he's better than if you were going to try to, force Melky Cabrera into left, especially when Melky is going to need to be probably in right field. Asdrubal Cabrera at DH. Cabrera is a great card on his own. When Lindor is a shortstop on your same team, he kind of by default needs to be the backup or the DH. Still a great card. And then Melky, yes, in right. That is a perfectly acceptable and fine location for him. Nice card. And the Indians honestly kind of lack in outfield weapons. So he's doing the best with what he has. Chu in center. Again, that's where you really can see the deficiencies of the Cleveland Indians in the outfield. Carlos Santana at first base. Yeah, he's their best first base option. I'm surprised to see a catcher card at first when he has some good first base cards for first base. But without a doubt, he belongs as your first baseman. Then Jason Kipnis at second. Unfortunately, he had a bad 2018, so he doesn't have the best 2018 cards where the stats are better. But he's the second baseman. Can't argue with that. Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. If they have the rights to him, I'm sure they'll add him in a future batch of legends. Jeffrey Liu, welcome to the stream as well. Glad you made it. about 25 minutes until maintenance at this point. And then I'll have a video premiere after that. Ruth Griffey and Roy Halladay. See, the problem with having those legends, and it's not that I don't want them, but if the game doesn't have the rights, they won't ever be in this game. So, like, Babe Ruth almost certainly won't be in this game. His rights are pretty limited. Pretty limited. Not to say people wouldn't want him, but, like, think about how Barry Bonds isn't in most video games. Now, maybe games just don't want him in, but it's also rare for him to be in video games. The bench, Edwin at DH off the bench. See, Edwin could probably slide into first too, or DH on a long-term basis, but you need a good version of him. And then the rest are just kind of filler. It's a well-built team, though. Caleb, remind me of your username again if you're still here, because you are up next for a team review. Most likely. Let me know. Oh yeah, Else. That's right. That's right. Let's get your team review going here. I might have time for 3 more reviews, in which case Antonio would get his reviewed, and I would like to do that if possible. Antonio's been very active at the stream, which is awesome and much appreciated. Plus 11 to plus 13, yeah. See, they used to have, like, black tier cards, so I could see plus 11 and plus 12 being red, along with plus 10. And then, like, plus 13 being, like, a black tier. Yeah, that would be my guess. Looking at Rdnationals' team, all plus 2 or higher. No real team deck, so that's fine. Breaking down the actual cards. Bueller, Kershaw, both excellent. Snell, not my personal favorite pitch mix, but I've seen him used very effectively. No problem. Same with DeGrom. I just like DeGrom's cards straight up. Eovaldi, I'm not a personal fan of his pitch mix, and I haven't seen it used well, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good card. I just haven't seen it used, so I can't speak from personal experience and say that it's a good card, if that makes sense. And as a plus 5, or sorry, not a plus 5, your number 5 starter, if that's your only real pitching question mark, then you have a pretty solid starting rotation. For your bullpen, Dellin Betances has a very bad pitch mix. I would highly recommend trying to replace him. Craig Kimbrell, because it's his high-class card, he actually has a few more pitches to his pitch mix. Not too bad. Josh Hader, I don't mind him. I would just say that if you want to keep him, which I have no problem with, definitely without a doubt replace Betances. Oh, no, Caleb, there's nothing wrong with Eovaldi. I'd just say if you can use him well, that's good. If not, his pitch mix, I feel like, was some funky combination that didn't necessarily look like it played off itself the best in certain situations. So that's what I'm thinking of. I feel like he has, like, the cutter, slider, and curveball, but nothing that breaks the other way. Might be wrong on that, but if that's his mix, he has some nice pitches, just not necessarily a strong variety like if he had a two-seamer in there as well. I am a big fan of that Felipe Vasquez card. I have him myself. Kenley Jansen, another one. Although that's just high class, so he has an okay pitch mix. I'm fine with that. And Edwin Diaz looks like an absolute monster at closer. For your hitting lineup, Posada, excellent choice at catcher. Catcher is a hard position to fill effectively. Lindor at short, no problem with that. Trout in center. I feel like I really liked his 2015 card. It is one of the best 2 or 3 Trout cards that I had been examining. So from that perspective, I think that's a great pickup as well. He has an S grade in the bullpen too. That's nice. So 4-seamer, cutter, slider, curve, and splitter. That's what I remembered. And look, he has 5 pitches. That's great. Or the cutter, slider, and curve all break the same way directionally, which is good if you're able to mix them and a person is fooled by the velocity and the change in final location height. But having no sinker and no 2-seamer and there's nothing to break the other way. So you know that if it's not a 4-seam fastball, it's all breaking the same general direction, so you can still salvage contact in ranked head-to-head situations. You can fool the AI with any card in the game. You could literally use Kyle Lloyd and beat the AI. If Eovaldi had a 2-seamer and not a splitter, that would be a beast of a card. I agree with that, Ty Too Tight. I hope you didn't miss your team review, although you might have. Bryce Harper, you're pushing him to +10. I remember you said that, Caleb. And his war card, not too bad price-wise. I like the move. Votto at first, very well-rounded. No objections to that. Altuve in the 6th hole is kind of strange. But, good contact, good speed. If his career high card has more power, which I think it might, that's not too bad. Otherwise, he might be a prime leadoff guy. And where he's the left fielder, too, that makes sense. It would be nice if Gameville let us change our team names, but if not, then not. Splitters aren't entirely poo tight, but they're not very good after the after some of the nerfing of pitches. Caleb, okay, yes, back to your team though. Machado at 3rd. I feel like he can defend pretty well, and I know he can definitely hit. Not going to have much speed. No problem with him at 3rd, though. Kemp at DH. That, I guess I don't see that too often. That's okay. I'll send a link, Antonio. We have a MLB Perfect Inning Discord group. I can link you to that. My own Discord. Here, I'll type my own Discord in the chat, and then I can add you from there later. Skull Gaming Network, number 6937. There you go. And, Kemp can hit well. Don't normally see him at DH, but that's fine. And Judge in right field, I always recommend Judge or Stanton. Both tend to have good power-hitting cards with defense and just lack speed. Off the bench, Real Muto. That's a really nice card for a backup catcher. Not sure how much you're going to need it where Posada's your starting catcher, but it's a good card. 103 contacts, 98 power, 101 speed. That's pretty nice. Now, with 91 and 99 fielding and throwing, I almost feel like you could play him. Well, you do have Trout in center, so never mind. Otherwise, I was going to say you could play him in center field. Muncy, good power bat. Bellinger, I feel like that card has really strangely high speed. All right. Antonio, I think you sent a friend request on Discord that I'll get to once the stream is on. Oh, Real Muto can play first, too. That's clutch, then. That is clutch. Although I guess you have Muncy. Although Muncy can play like second and maybe third. Anyways, Bregman, his high-class card where it can play everywhere. That plays nicely, and Seager is a backup shortstop. Pretty solid as well. Alright, up next is Sonny, and then Antonio. Sonny's team was... Taichi, I did yours right before Caleb. I think you might have missed it. I'd feel bad if you did. Okay, Belly plays center. If Trout's bad. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, Super Slime Boy. Sonny up next. And then Antonio, I'll get to your team at least for part of a team review until maintenance hits. I'll try to get through the whole thing. I can't guarantee that I will, but I will do my best. Looking at Super Slime Boy or Sonny's team, Chris Lee, possibly. I'd say the best way to guarantee that would just to be here early. Here, I'll update the list with a couple of people who wanted it for next week already. So chose 2 game, Darnoc, and then we'll throw Chris on there. Steve, welcome to the stream. Glad you got at least a couple minute break at work to join the stream before maintenance hits in about 12 minutes. I did see your message. I've gotten so behind on actually finishing the team deck rankings. Once I finish that and decide if I want to go for another team deck, Steve, I'll have a solid answer to your question. I'll leave it like that. I appreciate you remembering. No problem, Caleb. Yeah, it's nothing personal against these guys. It's just, right, a guy like Betances doesn't have a good pitch mix. And in this game, pitch mix is a big factor. Looking at Super Slime Boy's team, Hamels, if that's the card I think it is, that might be one of the most ridiculously good starters that's not a legend in this game. Arrieta, solid. Phil Hughes, that card specifically for him, pretty good. Kershaw's nice, and Gallardo. High-class starters are generally very good. Steve, my goal is to have them all done by Saturday. Now, I've had that goal for a while, and I keep pushing it back a week. But I've actually been making progress on it this past week, so fingers crossed. In the bullpen, Herrera, Rogers, Santana, I like those 3. I don't remember Strope's pitch mix for sure. I feel like he's at least functional. Miller, not the best. But okay, at least in Houston, Street's pretty nice. I'd say for Andrew Miller, his pitch mix seems pretty predictable. So I would recommend maybe getting a different lefty reliever in his place. Like maybe a Mike Minor or Chris Racine. That's not to say that Miller's bad, but I feel like you could definitely do better than that. Yeah, I think my list filled up, Cruz. I can try to clear out more people later, but at this point, I'm not even going to get through everybody I have added, I don't think. Oof, that is an oof. Like, right before I looked and then right after I looked at your team, too. Then Kevin Knox posterized Ben Simmons. Anyways, for the hitting lineup, bunch of world's best guys. They can all play well. Whether or not they're worth the price, they are very good. Reyes, great leadoff guy, good contact, good speed. I think a little bit of power. Not a ton, but more than you typically see on a guy like him. Pierce in the 2-hole. Interesting to see him that high up in the lineup. But he can rake. David Wright at third. Pretty solid pickup. Only thing he might lack in his top-end power. High-class Michael Lorenzen. I feel like he'd be pretty solid. If you're talking to replace Betances, I definitely would say Lorenzen is good for that. Chris Bryant in left field, probably a little bit lacking in like defensive grades in left, so he might be a little bit error prone, but he should be good otherwise there. And Batista in right should be solid defensively and hitting wise and just lacking speed. Bryce Harper at DH, I think this is the super expensive one. Now that card has good stats, for sure. Yeah, no problem, Caleb. Good stats on the card, but again, could you sell him and get a better card cheaper? Probably. Carlos Gonzales in center field, listed as a left fielder. Probably not the best grade-wise in center field defensively, but I feel like he's a good hitting card with a bit of speed, and like when he makes the plays, he should be at least average with like the throwing arm and everything. Robbie Cano at second. Good power hitting second baseman. Can field a bit. And you don't really need a throwing arm at second. Lacks speed, but that's okay. And Yadi Molina at catcher. Great defensive backstop. Now his hitting, not as good as maybe a world's best Yan Gomes, but still a very good catcher card in this game. Garrett, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. There's 6 or 7 minutes until maintenance starts. Then I'll set a video premiere once maintenance hits. And the reason I say that, during maintenance, I can't play this game even if I want to. The bench, great options. Arenado at third. I don't know the exact comparison between him and Wright, but both are very good options. Pujols, backup first baseman, another nice card. McCutchen in center. I feel like he might be a righty hitting specialist, but having specialists on your bench is fine. JBJ in center, bit of power, bit of speed. And Jason Hayward, absolute nuisance with the batting stance. Also a good defender. So pretty solid lineup construction there. Now, getting to Antonio's team for as much of it as I can review. So he's got 17 Pittsburgh Pirates players currently, along with Bob Feller, John Lester, Arenado, Batista, Melky. Okay, so he's got 5 non-Pirates. If you replace one of your non-Pirates with a Pirate player, Antonio, you'd get a little extra boost. So that's like advice point number 1. Especially if all you did was replace one of your bench bats. Yeah, no problem, Sonny. Certainly, I hope that it helps in developing your team further. If you have any further questions, feel free to follow up and ask as well. Looking at Buccaneers' team, his starters. Feller is a nice card. Cool, Tyone, and Perez, solid Pirates starters. And John Lester, one of, if not my favorite, left-handed starting pitcher cards in this game. Great pickup. Out of the bullpen, I'm surprised you have the Stars Felipe Vasquez and not his high-class card. Now, yes, his high-class card costs a bit, but man, once you get Felipe Vasquez's high-class card, which it's listed as a closer but has an S-grade relief pitcher ranking, Buccaneers, Antonio, you'll thank me so much. It is a great lefty reliever card. +7, Kent Tekulve. Not exactly sure how to pronounce it. That's a ridiculously nice-looking card. Steven Brault at a +10 is a base card, but again, I think your team's still in development, and having a +10 if you have to have a base card is a very good place to be. Rodriguez, Crick, and Santana, solid righty relievers, and again, you do have 2 lefties. One thing I haven't mentioned too much, but I tend to try to emphasize, having 2 lefties and 2 righties at least in your bullpen is good for playing those matchups in really crunch time situations. Alan, welcome to the stream. It's an MLB stream. About 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes until maintenance, but I'm glad that you can make it. You might have been here earlier. Or no, you were here yesterday as I wrapped up my NBA live stream. I'm glad to have you here. Hope you've been well. Let me know what games you've been up to playing recently. Anyways, for the hitting lineup for Antonio, he has legends of Dave Parker and Andy Van Slyke, both at +2. Makes sense. In left field, Starling Marte, absolutely. So your right fielder's Parker, and that makes sense since I have Gregory Polanco as your DH when you use a DH, otherwise Polanco off the bench. Okay. Arenado at third and Jung-Ho Kang off the bench. You could probably start Kang and then sell Arenado and get another Pirate if you wanted to. Josh Bell at first, really the only option I know of for the Pirates. So, no problems with that. Andy Van Slyke in center. Great card. Now, of course, I think that means that if you have a McCutchen, which you don't have, he would be off the bench. So you could get McCutchen onto your team somehow to get to 21 Pirates players. At your own speed, of course. Cervelli at catcher. Nice card there. I feel like he might have a world's best card, but if he doesn't, high class, definitely the way to go. Jordy Mercer at short and Josh Harrison at second. Both the best options you're going to have for those positions. I guess maybe a Neil Walker could play a second, but I'd keep Josh Harrison there. Then off the bench, Melky Cabrera 200 hit card. It means he has good contact. A little bit lacking in power and speed, but not awful. He might be replaceable with a McCutchen card. Lucas, if it wasn't a minute until maintenance, I'd be able to get more team reviews, and I'll get you added to the list that I've kind of newly started once maintenance hits. Glad you can make it to the stream, and I'll have a video premiering once maintenance hits. I'll set it to premiere. I'll post the link. Then I'll end the stream and go over to the premiere and hang out with you guys in the premiere chat a little bit more. Also off the bench, again, Kang, good hitter, solid defender at third, could slide into the starting lineup depending what you want to do with him. Corey Dickerson and maintenance hits, but the Dickerson card is nice. I didn't get a good look at that less +10. Oh, it's just a base card to fill the team deck. Nothing wrong with that. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll be live for another minute or so while I get this premiere ready to go. Lucas, I'll get you added to the list. Antonio, there's nothing I can do when maintenance hits. Oh, your plus 10 was a Kevin Newman. I honestly don't know much about Kevin Newman, to be completely honest with you. I am most likely streaming Perfect Inning next week, Wednesday. Assuming I do Cruz White, I would start at 7 p.m. Eastern and go until 9 p.m. Eastern, which is when maintenance is going to most likely start. Alright. To my video manager. Let me set this to public premiere now. Then I'll post the link. I'll head over to the premiere myself. I can type in the chat along with you guys. Yep, we have a premiere page now.